guys, so for today's video I'm going to be doing a let's talk video. If you guys are new to my channel, I do these every once in a while. It's a super casual video. I asked you guys to ask me questions on my Instagram, which you guys should follow me so you guys know when I'm doing another let's talk video. But I asked you guys to basically just ask me advice, any type of questions you guys want to know. I basically just love talking to you guys like my best friend. That's why I'm sitting on my bed in an oversized hoodie. Thank you, University Tees, for my cute Alpha V hoodie. But yeah, I'm sitting in like a little crew neck with no bra, no makeup, just chilling. And I'm just talking to you guys, and that's what I like to do. These are some of my favorite videos to do because it feels like I'm just talking to my friends and we're just having a little sleepover and we're just sitting in my room just like lounging. So that's what we're going to do. If you guys are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. It would mean so much to me. And yeah, without me talking anymore, let's just get into the video. So as I said, I asked you guys to ask me on Instagram your questions. I posted it on my Instagram story. So let's just get right into it. How to consciously choose to be happy. So I get this a lot because I posted my 2018 year recap video. If you guys haven't seen it, I will link it down below for you guys, or I'll put a little bar here so you guys can go watch it. But basically I talked about how I had kind of a rough year last year, and even though things were, let's turn that off. Even though things were kind of like rough and, you know, I would get upset or I would get down, I always consciously in the back of my mind chose to be happy. And I think that it's easier said than done, especially if you're having a hard year. I know it's literally only February, so you guys are probably like, dang, we already 2 months in to 2019 and I'm over it. I gotta go, like, peace out. I get it. I was there last year and I'm still, you know, my year could start out great and then later on in the year, maybe I'm just not having it. So one thing that I like to always remember and kind of help myself be consciously happy all the time, not happy all the time, but help me remember to be more positive, is if I'm starting to get sad about something, maybe I got a bad test score, maybe one of my friends is upsetting me, maybe there's a guy that you like and then maybe they don't like you back, things like that. There are some things that I will instantly get upset about or I'll instantly cry about, and I'm like, let me sit back and just think and realize, is this really something that is worth my tears and worth my time being upset over? Whenever I get upset over something or there's little things that piss me off, honestly, you can be having the worst day if you just like start your period or you stub your toe or you lose something in your room or your outfit's not that cute, and then your whole day goes to crap and you're just like, my life sucks, this sucks, I hate myself, blah, 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 blah. I'm there, I get it. But it's one of those things you have to sit back and be like, is this something I'm really going to be upset about tomorrow morning? Like, is this something I'm still going to cry about? I need to just get over it. You need to move on. There's a lot more things that need to be done in your life and you need to focus on. You need to focus on school, you need to focus on your career, focus on your family and things like that, and not insignificant things that are not going to matter in the long run. And that's normally how I choose to be happy. Focus on what is making you happy and not what's not making you happy. How to get a boy when boys don't like you. I'm getting a lot of, I like this boy, but he has a girlfriend. I like this boy, but he doesn't seem to like me back. Girl, there's a lot more people in the world that like you than the one boy who doesn't like you. Yeah, it sucks. Maybe he's like the one guy you just like really want to like you and you're like, I need to just keep going for it. Just don't. Just honestly, in my opinion, it's not worth your time. You're in high school. Most of you are in high school. Some of you are in college. Some of you are older. But I'm getting a lot of, oh, I'm a sophomore in high school, I like this boy, da 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 da. You're gonna experience a lot more in life. If one guy doesn't like you, honestly, it's their loss, and you're going to find someone later on in life that does like you. Don't keep trying and putting all your effort into one person who's just like, it's whatever, like, you're cool. They're not worth it then, because if they don't see how much value you have and how much you value yourself, then they're the problem, not you. So don't put all of your effort into one person, because you're just gonna waste all your energy trying to get that one person, and then later on when someone good comes along, you're gonna have wasted all your energy and you're gonna be distracted by trying to get this one person instead of the other. Does that make sense? What to do when your ex hits you back up? Block them. I've had my ex's number blocked for I don't even know how long now, and honestly sometimes I think about it and I'm like, dang, is that rude to like block them? I used to think that was very petty to block I used to never block people's numbers or Instagrams or anything like that. I used to think that was very petty and childish and stupid. Like, really, you just can't stand to have me text you? Like, I just thought that was dumb. But now that I'm older and I've actually, like, moved on, once you genuinely move on from someone, or at least you're trying to move on from someone, you realize, like, it really doesn't matter what you were going to say to me in your text. It really doesn't matter what you were going to post on your Instagram. It's not relevant to me now. I'm not with you now, and if I want to start a new chapter in my life, then I can't be in constant contact with you. I'm getting a lot of questions about, what do I do if I can't move on with my ex? What do I do because my ex keeps talking to me but they have a new girlfriend? That's, first of all, that's messed up if they're in a relationship but then they still show interest in you. And second of all, it's 50-50. You're part of the problem. If you can't get over your ex, you are potentially doing something to make it that way. Are you still just friends and just friendly texting them? Because then you're never going to get over them. I personally do not text any of my exes. I'm not friends with any of my exes. We are acquaintances. I get along with most of my exes. I don't mind them. I still follow them on Instagram. They're cool, it's whatever, but I'm not gonna text you or DM you memes or do any of that. Because if you broke up with someone, you broke up with them for a reason. Something didn't work out, you guys got in an argument, you have negative energy towards them. It's not just gonna go away after a month of you not talking and you think you can be friends again. The problems that were there in the beginning are still probably there. So a lot of you guys dealing with an ex coming back into your life, texting you they miss you, or you're trying to move on in a new relationship and you still think about your ex, moving on with someone else is not going to make you get over your ex. It might distract you, but genuinely you have to come to terms with the fact that that relationship is over. And I'm really preaching today. This is what I have done in the past in order to get over someone who maybe I didn't see was the worst for me, and maybe I didn't see that they were such a negative energy in my life. I would make a list of pros and cons. So I would list out all the things that I liked about that person, things that they did for me, and how they made me feel majority of the time. And then I would list out all the things that they didn't make me feel, things that they did to me that were wrong, arguments that we got in. And every single time the negative was a lot, and I would have like 2 positive things and they were like, buys me ice cream. Like, it is what it is. So if you guys are struggling with, oh, I miss my ex, I miss this, I either write out a pros and cons list, or another thing I do is I write down how I felt and how upset I was in the relationship on a piece of paper. I write how I would cry all the time, or I would write about, oh, we argued about this, or oh, he did this to me 7 months ago, because you forget how you felt in that relationship and how low you were once you come out of it, and then you only start to miss the positive things. Obviously you don't miss the negative. So it's easy to not be able to get over an ex because you're only thinking about, oh, well, I miss when we used to watch movies, I miss we used to do this, but like, do you miss when he used to cheat on you? Do you miss when he used to lie to you? Do you miss when he used to go out and party all the time? Do you miss, you know what I'm saying? You have to think about those things and remind yourself of why you left the relationship in the first place, and that will really help you move on. And that was a long spiel. But I'm not kidding. I probably got over 50 messages saying, I don't know how to get over my ex. My ex keeps messaging me. What do I do if I'm in a new relationship and they won't leave me alone? All of those things are valid, and I totally understand. There are just certain things you've got to do, sis, and you've got to go. You got to get it together. You really do. I've been feeling really ugly, and I don't know how to feel confident anymore. Everyone has those days. Everyone has those days. Okay. Get me help now. Anyway, everyone has those days when they feel low and they feel upset. Even I have those days. There are some days where I'm literally like, girl, you can't even leave the house because you look like trash. You look ill. You look sick. You look dusty. And it's just not it. So I understand everyone has those days where you just aren't feeling yourself. There's no real way, honestly, to make yourself feel more confident instantly. It takes a long period of time to start growing confidence within yourself. It took me a long time to grow confidence in myself. I've even made an entire video about it. I made a video about, my depression and my anxiety and things like that. And it takes a lot, because I used to look in the mirror and hate who I was looking at, and I used to think that I was disgusting and gross, and I used to think that no one would ever love me, and it just was a really, really hard process to get to where I actually just don't care what people think about me anymore, and I love who I am no matter what I'm wearing, no matter if I have makeup on, which is why I do these videos. I do these videos just sitting down talking to you in my pajamas with no makeup on, because I want you guys to know that I'm just a real person, and I also struggle with confidence. The only way that I kind of gained confidence was in my relationship with God. I prayed about it a lot. You know, I just prayed that, you know, God sees you so highly and God values you so much, and He loves you for everything that you are. Not if you are feeling fat one day, not if you don't have makeup on. God loves you no matter what state you're in. And that took me a long time. Like, I would just pray to see myself the way He sees me. And so if you guys are feeling, you know, not as confident, maybe you don't have a relationship with God, but pray, or I will pray for you, that you see the way you are as the best version of yourself, no matter what state you're in, how God sees you, you know, to see yourself how God sees you. I prayed a lot for that. And times, on days when I was feeling low, and days that I still do feel low, or I'm like, oh, I can't go to class, I'm like this, I have this pimple, I have this acne, or I don't have a spray tan, I'm so ugly. Whenever I start to feel like that, I have to remind myself, like, that is not your worth. Your worth is your personality, your love for others, your friendships, your family. The way you look on the outside does not dictate how you are as a person. So I shouldn't feel so negative and so upset every single day because I don't have a spray tan. Like, at the end of the day, that's petty. Like, because you don't have eyelash extensions, you're gonna cry. Like, I just think about that and I'm just like, you could never live your life being that upset over such trivial things. So that's all I have to say. When to cut off bad friendships, advice on making new friends. So I think a lot of times you don't realize when a friendship is dying off or when a friendship isn't really the best for you. I think if you're giving 110% to a friendship, you're going out of your way to hang out with them, and you're going out of your way to please them, and you are turning into a people pleaser for that one friend. It's just, when you think about what you're getting in return, you have to, it's the same thing. Your friendship is the same thing as like dating someone. Like, honestly, you have to think about the pros and the cons of that friendship. Are they valuing you as much as you value them? If you were to be like, oh, I don't want to be friends anymore, would they be like, okay, like, cool, I have 1,000 more? Or would they actually be upset about it? Because you really do have to think about that. I know it takes a lot for me to make good friendships and keep deep relationships, because I'm just not a surface level friend. I like to have a deeper relationship with someone, and so it does take a lot for me to make those friends. So it's a lot easier for me to cut off the surface level friends. I really, not in a bad way, not in a mean way, but I just don't care. I just don't care to cut off someone that is treating me badly. If they're not there for you, if you're there for them every single time they're crying and they're upset and you're, consoling them, and then it's like you have one problem, you come to them and they're annoyed about your problems, that's not a true friend, and that's not what a friendship is. And as hard as it is, there's more people in the world, and there are better friends in the world that you can make. If you guys are in high school, you guys still have all of college to experience, to go out and make new friends. If you're in college and you're struggling to make friends and you think it's hard, and you can't make the best friendships because everyone in college wants to go party and do all this other stuff, I never thought I would make friends in college, and I cried and I cried and I cried before I got to ACU because I didn't want to go to college, because I didn't want to have to reach out to people and actually have to try hard to make friends, which I never did in high school because I grew up with my best friends all through elementary. So I never wanted to be the one to reach out to girls and be like, do you want to get lunch, or do you want to do this? I just never wanted to be that girl, and now I am that girl, because you know what, if you don't put yourself out there, you're never gonna have friends. Honestly, if you are just waiting for someone to be like, hi, do you want to be best friends with me? It's probably not going to happen, because you have to put an effort into. And that's what I've learned, and that's what I would say to you guys wanting to make friends and knowing when to make new ones. How do you trust your girlfriend or boyfriend if you're in a long distance relationship? I feel like this is one of those things that anyone could struggle with. Trust, no matter if you're in a long distance relationship or you guys see each other every single day, you're always gonna need trust in a relationship, because everyone always says like if you don't have that, then like you don't have a relationship, which I understand, because it is extremely hard to trust someone, especially with social media and like the internet nowadays. I sound like an 80-year-old, but like especially with social media makes it extremely accessible to cheat on someone, extremely accessible for you to lose trust. One like of a booty pic on Instagram is like, oh my god, the world is over. For me personally, it's taken years and years for me to balance how I trust certain people, because I've talked to people. I was talking to one person who would constantly make me feel actually insane and be like, I can't believe you think I'm lying to you, like you're so stupid, like da 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 da, like I would never lie to you, I would never cheat on you, I would never do this, like you're the one that's dumb, you're the one that's this. And they were lying to me the entire time and like actually just completely breaking my trust. And so honestly, that messes with your mental state, and I know a lot of you guys have gone through that, and it's a terrible thing for someone to put you through, to make you feel insane for knowing that your trust is being broken. So going forward into new relationships, especially long distance ones, you have to state honestly where your trust level is at in the beginning, because if you just go into a relationship and you're like, yeah, like everything's fine, like I don't have trust issues, like it's whatever, it's gonna come back to bite you, because they're gonna do something that's gonna trigger you and you're gonna just pop off, and they're gonna be like, why are you popping off? And you're gonna be like, because I have trust issues. Okay, and that's gonna be a serious talk. If I'm getting into a relationship right off the bat, I'm just like, yeah, like I totally understand, but like here's my thing, like I have had this happen to me in the past, I don't want that to happen to me in the future. If that's what you're about, if that's what you've done in the past, then like this has got to go, like I can't do this. And if they're down and they understand and they respect you, then they're not going to put you through that again. They're not going to break your trust again. If you're having doubts in a relationship, it's because the person you're with is not personally making you feel secure. You have to tell them, hey, I don't like when you do this, this is making me feel insecure, da 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 da. If they're combating your, oh, I just don't trust you, da da da, with, okay, well you're dumb, or okay, well how would you trust me, or da, da, that's not an appropriate response, and it's more just like defensive. Do you ever get anxiety in the middle of the night? If so, how do you deal with it? All the time. Recently, I've been feeling I've just been having a lot of anxiety when I'm sleeping, and it's been like making me not be able to sleep for some reason. It's been harder to sleep because my mind, like, you know, when you just have a lot of anxiety and it's like your mind just keeps making all these crazy scenarios in your head, and then it's like triggering you and you can't go to sleep, and then your throat's tight and you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna die in my sleep, and it's just like a lot happening. Me personally, there's nothing I can tell you. Take some melatonin. I put a diffuser on, I drink some tea, drink some coffee, chug a water, take a melatonin, and then I just try and go back to sleep. But there's just, anxiety is just a terrible thing, people. How to get a prom date when you don't talk to boys. I didn't have a prom date my senior year. Actually, the guy that I was supposed to go with told me he didn't want to go with me because he didn't like the color of my prom dress, and he didn't want to buy a tie that matched it. That's the thing I'm telling you guys. You guys are over here so stressed, like, oh, I need this guy to do this, I need you guys to do this. And they're over here, they don't care about anything. They're in high school and they're just ready to move on with their lives and go to college because they think that they're going to get hoes, and they're not, and you're going to be in college thriving, and that's their problem. Don't be worked up about prom and getting a date. I didn't go to prom with a date. Actually, 2 years in a row, I had someone like leave me right before prom, and that was tragic. So at the end of the day, it's not relevant. It's not important. The prom is a memory for you. Your life is a memory for you. You don't need to share every single moment in your life with someone else because they make you feel special. You can make yourself feel special. That would have been a good moment, but I ruined it because Alrighty guys, that is it for this Let's Talk video. I feel like it's been a little bit long because I like to ramble and I like to rant and I like to preach at you guys because you guys ask me advice, and I'm not that much older than you guys, and I might even be younger than some of you guys, but it helps me get to know you guys better, and I just feel like we get closer when I get to tell you guys advice and like an older sister, just kind of sitting down and talking with you guys and sharing you guys my experiences so that you guys kind of know that you're not the only one going through whatever it is that you're going through. So I hope you guys liked this video. If you guys did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe so you guys can be in my next Let's Talk video. You guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter so you guys will know when I'm posting, and yeah, I just like to keep up to date with you guys on there. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time.